Hello everyone and welcome to the channel and welcome to this episode. This episode is one of those ones where we look at some pre-owned model train shop buys. So in this episode we're going to look at some recent purchases that I've made, all of which are pre-owned or second-hand if you like, and my reasons for purchasing them. Now to be clear, if I'm looking at pre-owned items, they've got to be at a reasonable price or they've got to be at least at a bargain price. Now I simply won't pay overinflated prices for items that I'm going to buy, no matter how much I would like to have that item. Now all of the items in this episode are 00 gauge and they were all purchased from Durham Trains of Stanley. So getting straight into it, first up we have 3 Bachmann Mk1 Suburban coaches, 2 of which are second break and 1 that is not. Now all 3 are in British Rail maroon, however only 1 is lined and boxed. Now on a side note, something that totally went over my head when I purchased these was the fact that the boxed example was also fitted with passengers from the factory. So that was a nice little surprise when I got back home. Now I've looked at the Bachmann Mk1 Suburban coaches before when I purchased some pre-owned previously, however both of them were British Rail blue examples. Now in my opinion these are a model that still stand today and are now starting to drop in price, but with the announcement of the newly tooled Mk1 Suburbans from Mk1 scale. However, one thing I noticed in that announcement was there were no immediate plans to produce them in Longmore livery, which brings me to my next point. Now I'm fully aware of a commission that was made some years ago whereby Bachmann Mk1 Suburbans were available in the Longmore livery. My problem with the coaches I speak of is that when they do come up second hand on eBay, for example, they sell for extremely overinflated prices, and I mean really overinflated. I for one, no matter how much I love the Longmore Military Railway, will not pay those prices for those coaches. So my long-term plan has always been to pick up a number of these coaches with the plan to strip them down and repaint them into the Longmore blue and fit transfers appropriate to the prototype. So there we go, 3 Bachmann Mk1 Suburban coaches for about £12 a piece. I'm pretty sure that Durham Trains knocked a couple of pound off when I was buying them, but still not a bad price at £12 a piece. So next up, sticking with the Longmore Military Railway, or at least the War Department feel anyway, we have this wagon. So this wagon has had a number of mods done to it in its previous life. Firstly, it has had a body repaint into military or army green. War Department transfers have been fitted and the original tension hook couplings have been removed, and instead there are free link couplings fitted. Now although I will leave the free link modification on the wagon, it's almost certain I will be reinstating the tension hook couplings to the wagon, so it will be more use to me. Now I'm really happy with this little gem and it only came in at about £3. So this one needs to go onto the pile of models that will need my attention for mods or repairs. Just love it. Jobs for rainy days. So next, it's not to everyone's taste, but it's a Hornby Tidmouth milk tanker. So here at Aidans Railways we have a huge collection of both Bachmann and Hornby Thomas and Friends locomotives and rolling stock. So when I see a model that is not in bad condition and reasonably priced, I don't mind adding it to the collection. And in this case, the only missing piece on this tanker is 1 tension hook, which is nothing. Normally with these tankers you tend to find many examples with broken or missing banding straps, but luckily in this case it's all intact. Now maybe I have a Thomas tanker obsession, but this must be number 20 or something now. Anyway, if I remember rightly, I'm pretty sure this came in at under a £5 or so. Not a bad buy. And next, I love having a bargain bin dive. Well, more specifically, diving through the baskets of spares and scrap pieces. And in this case, I found little bits that always come in useful, and these were so cheap in price. So for the amazing price of 30 whole pence, yes, that's right, 30 whole pence, I got this mixed bag of animals, namely cows and pigs. Hey, every field or farmyard should have some animals, or even possibly a cattle loading scene. Either way, just 30 pence. So for a whopping 50 whole pence, I picked up a bag of line-side telegraph poles with a loading gauge. Now to be fair, these are the ones you get in some of the accessory packs with train sets, but with a few little mods, these can be really good, and for a mere 50 pence. Now I've done this before and I've done it again. This time 4 bags for 75 pence each, and now I am 11 buffer stops up. Obviously good for sidings, but also good for fiddle yards and other projects. You can't knock 11 buffers for just a mere £3. So the final item here, well, I did state at the beginning that all of the items were 00 gauge. Well, technically I suppose this one is 009, but it's still 00 gauge. It's this cute little Loco shed for narrow gauge. Well, at least that's what I'm going to be using it for. Obviously a kit, but I have no idea who produced this. This little building just called out to me and is perfect for Katie's narrow gauge engines such as Scarloey, Rheneas and Peter Sam. Having a rundown look seems to give it such character, and it could easily be placed in a quarry or small siding at a small country station. I'm sure you get the idea and you know what I'm on about. So get in the comments and tell me what you think about these items, and also let me know if you've had any really good bargain buys recently. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and share it. It really helps the channel and it really does mean a lot to me. As always, there's plenty of links in the description, so be sure to check all of those out. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye now.